Boo.
Delay there.
Good day, mate.
Good evening. Welcome to Weather Fans Live on this Sunday, the
19th
of February. What are we all doing? Have you got the video playing in the background?
Hang on. Knock that down. Yeah, there's music playing background. Sorry. We might get content striked.
No, I mean, I thought I heard the background music I've been playing as before it went live.
It might have been. So I've just turned the volume up and just turn it down a little. There we go.
That's all right.
All right. Right then,
yeah,
people.
This evening, everybody, we're going to take a look at your weather pictures. Quite a few have actually been in the last couple of hours, in the last few hours, actually.
Yes, very epic sunset. Lots of vivid colours up here in Yorkshire and there in the Midlands as well.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go.
When I left work tonight.
It was. I mean, I saw it. I left the radio club about 3 o'clock earlier on, and there was a really orange hue to the southern sky, like with Saharan dust coming. I was like, this looks interesting. And then 5 o'clock, looked out my side window and just greeted with basically what you saw.
Yeah.
It was really lovely sunset. Caught me by surprise, that did, to be fair. Wish I'd gone to my usual western spot overlooking that county I can't name. You know.
Is it Lancashire by any chance?
Oh, that's someone. Yes. So hopefully if tomorrow's nice and the weather's pending good, I might go out that way tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so anyway. But yeah, after we've done that, I will bring the latest UKV and ECM. Then, as usual, pass it over to Michael for the facts and the GFS.
Yep, I've been, for the last 5 minutes, I've been trying to find the certain charts. I've got my phone, but I'm just trying to get the website onto the laptop so I can show you the latest.
Not
So
a
for a few
problem.
minutes, I'll try and search
So
for that.
While I'm doing the pictures, you can be doing that.
Yeah, all good.
Let's go to Facebook. I know.
Let's bring her on. And there you go.
Brilliant stuff. So, yeah, we've got some pictures from that there Harrogate, where Chaz was on Friday after Storm Otto. I believe he recorded 96 mile an hour winds with his anemometer, his wind gauge, up at Coldstone's Cut, which I know is very exposed because I've been there myself. It's about 1,400 feet above sea level, above a quarry in the Yorkshire Dale. So he said they were around about 60 mile an hour down in Harrogate itself. I can vouch for that because my car nearly got turned over on the M606 going into Bradford. So I know it was windy anyway. So yeah, we'll go quickly through these. As you can see, the poor Porsche crumpled by this humongous tree in a suburb of Harrogate, maybe even the town centre. You can see there. Snap clean in half, so that one would have been rotten. But still, it took a good gust of wind to take that down. There's ones outside Betty's Tea Room, which is rather nice and expensive. I think this is the Stray. I'm not sure which part. I'm not been to Harrogate for a long time, even though I was near there on Friday. I was about 5 miles outside of Harrogate, so where I took my photos that you saw earlier. So, yeah. And this is probably a suburb of Harrogate as well. Just a little twig. Another one there. Another one out in the woods. And there's some poor chaps having to move their tree out of the way so they can get the road open. I'm thinking rightly, that looks like the Pateley Bridge Road. If Chaz, you're in the comments, tell me if I'm right or if I'm right. That does look like the Harrogate to Pateley Bridge Road. As you can see there they are again.
Oh, I've now found what I've been looking for, so I'll come back to you now. I've actually the stratospheric temperatures, the chart itself that I was trying to look for last week.
Yeah. Well, I'm leaving all that to you once I've done all the UKV and stuff like that. So I want to quickly whiz through these. And that's from Geraldine earlier.
I was going to say, regarding Storm Otto, don't think we had too much wind here at all.
No, it was more to the north. So pretty much anywhere north of Sheffield, I think it was. I don't even think they got it really bad. Well, like I say, Harrogate got it quite battered, and some parts of Scotland as well.
Yeah.
But Harrogate is quite funneled in. It's on the wharf, I think. Don't quote me on that. It might be on the Nid, actually. Anyway, I'm not going to get into ears and nows and oohs and nows and thous. So, yeah, some Geraldine. I believe this is on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. Let's go back. Let's have a look. No, I didn't put where it was, but I'm pretty sure from previous posts that Geraldine's on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, somewhere near Skipton. And there we are again. It was a very purpley, orangey hue to the sky as the sun went below. I found your camera on your phone could not do the colours justice. Honestly, they couldn't. I tried my best, and I couldn't reproduce. As you see there with Geraldine's picture, quite a purpley orange hue to the sky there this evening. Yeah. There's one from me, just out near me. And as you can see there, wish I could get rid of this strap, but I'm not logging into Facebook. But yeah, that's just as the sun was going down, and this mid-level cloud just starting to stray in from the. I think it's coming in from the north, and then you've got this bit of cirrus up here. Is that cirrus, Michael? Quote me if I'm wrong.
Sorry, just turn my volume off as I'm munching on some crisps.
I do the same. So is this like cirrus cloud up here?
I think it's a bit too low. I think it's more like medium level cloud looking at that.
Yeah, because you've got these nimbus clouds here. I think they are. I'm not into clouds. That's not my speciality. I know cumulonimbus are them big tall clouds. But hang on, I'll bring next picture because that shows a bit more detail.
You've got different lights in the sky there.
Yeah, so you've got the orange as the sun's going down, and then you've got the like deep oranges, then the purple, and then the dark right over the top of me. There we go. There's a better one. Yeah, there's a little bit of undulatus cloud there. So probably a little bit of instability up high as cold air is descending, maybe. I don't know. But you can see a bit of really wispy, fishtaily kind of cloud here. And then, yeah, as you can see, the different layers of cloud. It's just really, really stunning this evening. I wish I was up at Windy Hill to get these pictures. I was saying to my mate earlier from Radio Club, we're both into photography. I was like, it's just sod's law, isn't it? the one night that we have an epic sunset and neither of us are out taking photos. This was just as the sun was going over the horizon, if I remember. You can just see the sun shining off the clouds there, and then we see all these different layers. It all gives me goosebumps. And there we go again. There's them like stripy fish scaly kind of clouds. If anyone knows what they are, do comment. A little bit of weirdness here. I don't know if that's a bit of ice in the air or what. Yeah, really good. And these are from Friday, so kind of chronologically wrong. This is Almston's Crag. Almscliff Crag near Harrogate, between Harrogate and Otley. Thought it was brilliant going there after Storm Otto. The field was boggy, and I didn't have my walking boots on, and it was too windy to put the drone up. So sorry. And this is Otley Bridge. As you can see, the River Wharf is looking very, very high now. So it shows all that rain that we had in October, November time when we had all
it was
the rain.
very wet in November.
Yeah, that filled up
it's
the.
Been virtually dry since more or less the second week of January.
Yeah, and so we had that bit of rain through Storm Otto, and there might be a bit of rain this week as well, which we're going to get to in a minute. And there's that's the weir at Otley. Not sure if I've got Michael's pictures. I'm just going to go into the Weather Fans page. There we go. I know you posted some earlier, but I couldn't see them. Let's just go past that. Simon. I'd go through all of Simon's pictures, but he photo dumps them, so it might take a while to go through. There we go. There's one from Michael. Oh, there's a nice bit of Calvin Almaltz there. In the Calvin Almaltz.
Yeah. As soon as I left the building, I spotted it straight away. I thought, oh, like I said, not the best picture, but you could definitely see a bit there. And you mentioned about the instability in the air.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like we had the undulatus here, where you've got a bit of Calvin Almaltz there.
Yeah.
I saw that. Last time I saw Calvin Almaltz clouds like that was when I was out with Weather Chase up in Otley, when they did their chase up into Darlington and all that way. And we were sat at the Royalty pub on Otley Chevin, high up above Otley, and there in the distance, plain as day, with them kinds of clouds there, which I believe is where the unstable air is mixing with the warm air, and it's just going over on itself.
Yeah, it's just like the air slightly above it is moving a bit quicker than the air slightly below it.
That's right.
It almost gives this wave effect.
Yeah. For you, yeah. See, like Andy even says, bit of Calvin Almalts.
If you actually click into that, if you can get into the comments there, I actually posted some. The picture below is what I was back about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's a
That was
nice
actually in the town centre.
In Tamworth.
Yeah, that was actually taken, I think, on the night where they were doing the Christmas lights turn on. So that would have, that would have been about
really nice.
About 2013, 2012, 2013.
Yeah, that one there. That's kind of like what I saw. Awesome they are. Even Andy's seen them. You got to you blink and miss them with Calvin Almalt's clouds.
Yeah. There should be a few more of the pictures as well sent on there tonight. We should have to post all together.
Yeah, that's the whole post. I can see
about 4 or 5 pictures in amongst it.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll go back. Let's go back this way. I'm just going to come off because I might end up coming on the video, clicking on the video, sorry. Let's have a look at this properly. There we go.
That's a very nice picture of the Calvin Almalts,
yeah. And that's the one Michael took a few years back. As you can see, plenty of really like mushrooms, aren't they? The little like sprouting mushrooms.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me, I'm full of cold.
Again?
Oh, I can't get rid of it, mate. I really can't. I've had it for nearly a week now. Well, I caught it on 14th. So yeah, about a week. Just my luck, innit? Valentine's Day and I catch a cold. Just can't budge off my chest or out my nose or nothing. Anyway, there we go. So these are ones from Andy. Hopefully he's in the comments. He usually is. If you are, Andy, do say hello. Oh, there we go. There's some more pictures from Big Mike.
Just on the way home from work this evening.
Yep, went a bit fast there. There we go.
It's all right.
You can see a bit of mid-level cloud there. A bit further south from where I am, so more under the influence of high.
Perhaps the west, northwest.
Yeah, so they'll be looking towards Cannock, Stoke sort of direction.
I think, Stafford, I would say as well.
Yeah, Stafford as well. Yes, good thinking, Batman. Because the sun's just off to the left there, so that would be northwest.
The sun's already set. I'm walking home from work at the time.
Yeah, because this crossover here, I can see on one of my pictures as well. I'm sure of it. Anyway, when it's for that anyway. So yes, there's
towards the sunset. Well, you can't see just on the horizon on the left hand side a bit more towards the right.
Yeah,
but around about there, you can't see it unless you really go zoom in. It's actually like a dark red underneath.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah,
just about make it out.
Yeah. Now you've got Santa there as well. He's about 10 months early. It does look like a reindeer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just looked at that really closely. I was like, wow, that looks like Santa Claus, that does. Let's come back out of that. Back out of that. So I'm just seeing if there was any more.
There is, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot more. So if we go...
There's about a couple more there.
Go there. So that's looking down the...
Yeah, it's still looking towards the sunset. There's the river... just after where the River Anchor and the River Tay meet, you'll see that I'm actually on Lady Bridge there.
The confluence.
And that on that left side there is the flood relief.
Okay, around here.
Yeah, so that's the flood relief there. On the left hand side as the water goes, that's where it splits.
Yeah.
The main river is actually on the right, so that's Tamworth Castle on the way home as well.
And
So that's everything on there.
I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, mate.
That's all.
It's going over them all again. Some from Rufus here. I'm just going to try and quickly get through these. These are from Rufus. Right.
Again, stunning skies again tonight.
Yeah, which is a good segue onto tomorrow's weather. So here we go, people. Share this tab. There we go. So that brings us nicely onto the UKV charts. I want to quickly go through these so Michael can get onto the longer range stuff, which could be juicy. We'll have to see. Anyways, so as you can see, rain coming into northern Scotland, a little bit of rain over the Lake District and Northern Ireland. That's moving its way southwards, a little bit of a squall there within the band of rain. See where it's by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's really, really defined. Sorry, I was just having a look at some of my watch from NetWeather. So yeah, that really fades out. Where is it by 6 o'clock? So it's across mid Scotland, plenty of cloud though, across England, Wales, and parts of Northern Ireland, and that minimum temperatures well into double figures for tonight, with all that cloud about 10, 11 degrees across Lincolnshire. Perhaps the same across Greater Manchester and Liverpool as well, up into the Lake District, maybe Newcastle and the Central Belt, pretty much all of Ireland and Eire as well. Wales, maybe a little bit cooler, 7 to 8 degrees. Same across the south and into the Midlands as well. Right, let's go back here to precipitation and cloud. So let's see where this is by rush hour. So a little bit of rain coming into northwest England. Might be a bit of spotty rain or low cloud. Same with the Republic of Ireland and Ireland around the borders. That cold front, I believe this is making its way slowly south. So by rush hour, that's still across just to the north of the Central Belt, across Perth, maybe, them areas. So let's see where that goes. That doesn't really move tomorrow. That seems to get stuck.
Yeah, I'm watching the Met Office earlier on. That rain over Scotland literally just sitting there throughout Monday.
Yep. So maximum temperatures tomorrow, 14, possibly 15 degrees across the east and southeast. Anywhere to the east of high ground, into Greater Manchester through the Cheshire Gap. Could see 13, 14 degrees. We know, I believe it'll be a southwesterly wind. I'll have a look at that in a second. Scotland, a little bit cooler, 8 degrees across Aberdeenshire, Inverness, 7 degrees. Yeah, high ground 3 to 4 degrees, but Ireland area 11 to 12 degrees there. See where the wind's coming from. See where this merging line is. Winds. It doesn't really tell us where the wind is on this one. Sorry, but yeah, that's moving north. So I would imagine these are southerlies to southwesterlies that are moving in.
Maybe tried the wind gust, maybe.
No, it just gives you numbers.
Oh, is that okay? I thought it might give you like direction.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, mean sea level pressure. There we go. That'll give us an idea. So actually, they are kind of coming in from the southwest, just a little bit modified as it comes in.
That's probably why we've got so much cloud across the UK for tomorrow.
Yeah. See if I can zoom out. No, I can't. Right. So I'm going to go into Tuesday, and then I'm going to quickly run on to the ECM. So if we go forward, that's Tuesday morning. We don't want that. So that rain fades out but pivots back towards the north to let the cold air in from the northwest. So as you can see there, a bit of rain coming into Scotland. I believe the cold air is coming in behind this front. So let's see, 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Let's have a look at the minimums. As you can see there, 7 to 9 degrees across England and Wales. Same across Ireland, and 5 to 7 degrees across Scotland. The odd 10 here across maybe Glasgow into around Loch Lomond, somewhere like that. Could be 10 degrees. Quickly running to Tuesday, see where that brings us. Actually, no, the cold air is behind this one. The cold air is there somewhere, guys, I promise you. Maximum temperature, pretty much a little bit cooler than Monday. I think tomorrow is going to be the warmest day of the week with about 14 to 15 degrees. Maybe a 16 isolated, maybe in the Midlands towards the east. But yeah, 10 to 11 degrees, maybe a 12 somewhere like maybe Skegness, Grimsby, Hull, Bridlington, York. Could get a 12, maybe somewhere to the east of Leeds, Castleford, Selby, maybe get 12 degrees. According to this, 10 degrees across the Midlands and the south. As you can see, 5s and 7s across Scotland. Bit of Fern effect. Might get the odd 12 or 13 in Aberdeenshire. 8 to 10 degrees across Ireland, and the same across Eire. Maybe 9, 10 degrees across Wales as well. Right, so quickly run it into the ECM. I'm just going to quickly go through the temperatures with this because it doesn't really show you precipitation. I'll just quickly show you what it shows me, which is basically that. So it doesn't really give you a graphic idea of where the precipitation will be. Actually, I'll show you the uppers because I've already shown you the temperatures with the UKV. So these are the upper temperatures at 850 HPA, which is 1,500 meters above sea level. As you can see, they are quite warm uppers at the moment with 8s and 9s. The odd 10 here in across the northwest, the northeast. 7s, 8s across the south. So hence why we're having such a warm night tonight and into tomorrow. Well, let's go forward. There we go. So this is at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Cold air sat to the north of Scotland. Somewhere sandwiched in between that is that static front. And then to the south of that, warm air tends. So like I say, it's going to be 13, 14 degrees in these areas that are under here, given any sunshine. We'll move on. So you can see there, they cool down. Obviously, as the sun goes down, it cools down. So, excuse me, 2s and 3s across Scotland and 6s and 7s across England and Wales mostly. And there we see a bit of cold air encroaching from the west. As I said, I promised you some cold air. And so that's Tuesday. That warm air moving out to the southeast with cold air encroaching slowly from the northwest. 6 o'clock, as you can see, the uppers are dropping quite significantly compared to Tuesdays and Mondays uppers, with 0s and -1s shown widely across England and Wales. Let's move them across. As you can see, during the day, that cold air then moves eastwards from the west. So quite a significant plunge of cold air there. -7s, -8s, -6, -7s is across England and Wales. That's during the night. So see what Wednesday's temperatures are going to be. Yeah, So they are a few degrees down on what they were. 8s, 9s, quite widely. Across Scotland's 1s and 2s, maybe 5 in the towns. Same across Ireland as well. Let's go back to the HPA. There we go. So this is Wednesday. See that cold air briefly stays with us, the really cold air anyway, and moves away with less cold air moving in from the north. Still in the minuses though, but this is when it gets tantalizing. As you can see, warm air is trying to move in from the west. What I'm going to do is just drag this down a little bit. There we go. And as you can see, there's a battleground scenario here. So you've got the cold air, which is probably coming down from the stratosphere, associated with last week's sudden stratospheric warming. This is quite possible. I might be wrong on this one, but as you can see, there's a battleground scenario playing for next weekend. But what's coming in from the east? Is there an easterly setting up? This is the ECM a week on Wednesday at midnight.
Just in time for the first day of meteorological spring.
Exactly. So you can see there -10s, -9s, -8s. Obviously, they've warmed up a little bit in the loosest sense of the word.
Does that show the sea level pressure?
It does indeed, and the 500 mean sea level. There we go. So it's still quite high.
Sorry, does that show the Europe wide, so you can see how the air's quite
Yes, doesn't show Europe wide, but France, Germany, Spain, Poland. Let me just go quickly to the ECMWF. There we go. So this is the broader picture, as Michael just highlighted. So there's at 10 days at 500 HPA. We go for the 850s, which are lower down. There we go. So it is loosely coming in from a, I don't know, it's a very slack pattern, I would say. The wind it's moving in from the east, northeast, something like that. With a bit of a warm core there across Russia. It's very dependent on what this low does. If this low, because obviously this high is retrogressing up to.
Probably need to see beyond day 10, because if it is going up to Greenland, that's going to bring down a northerly shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What this low does and what this high does, what the high that we're currently under, if that retrogresses into Greenland, and then this low is a bit more closer to us, we will get a very, very, very cold plunge. As you can see, the -15 isotherm is just to the north of Iceland. It'd only take a day for that to come in, really, on a good Arctic blast. Right, Michael, this is where you take over, my friend, and lead us into the promised land, hopefully.
Yep. The first thing I will take a look at is, I couldn't find it I think on Thursday when we did the live, but I have got it up now, is the chart from the stratosphere. So is that on full screen now? It is.
It is, yeah.
So what we're looking at here is the temperature at 10 HBA, which over the North Pole. And you can clearly see we've had two sets of warmings really since the end of January. So we've went from about -75 up to about -31. Then we've slightly warmed again to about -55. Then we've seen temperatures go back to around about -14, -15. There's that 10 HBA over the North Pole. So you definitely see what warming has taken place. Temperatures have gone back down perhaps a couple of degrees in the last couple of days. If we bring that down to 30 HBA, which is a bit lower in the atmosphere, again, you can clearly see we've had two significant warmings at the end of January and into February. So it was around about at 30 HBA, towards the end of January, it was about minus 82. We shot up to about minus 47. We've plunged back down to about minus 74, 75. And in the last few days, we've shot up to around about minus 31, minus 30. But then and temperatures have gone back to about minus 33 in the last couple of days or so. So we've definitely seen that significant increase in temperature, which you can clearly see as sudden stratospheric warming as temperatures shoot up rapidly in the space of a few days. So this is how dramatic they can be on the charts. Let's have a look at this. I've not looked at this myself yet. Nope. Let's have a look at the zone wind. That's okay. I won't go into them. They do look a bit more complicated. I need to have a look at them properly at some other point.
Yeah.
Let's check temperature in a week. What will that show us? No. Okay. Yeah, we're going a bit too complicated there. So what I'll do now is I'm trying to flick over the charts there. Has that gone over? No, just bear with me a second. No. Okay, that should have come off there.
Yep.
I thought I could flick it straight over to the next one, but it's not letting me. So let's go into the facts charts from the good old Met Office. How long we've got? About 10 minutes to run through all these.
Yeah, that's why I run through mine quite quickly.
So I'll quickly go through this.
10 to 15 minutes.
So is the facts chart on the screen?
It is, yes.
Yep. Let's quickly run through facts charts. High pressure to the south, low pressure towards Iceland. A 962 over Iceland. We're under this warm but cloudy sector. In the next 24 hours or so, we'll see that weather front across Scotland, as Paul's shown. We've got a long fetch southwesterly, which is bringing in a lot of moisture, a lot of clouds. There's that little feature there. I might just give a few patchy bits of rain for northwest England tomorrow. And there's that cold front set across Scotland. 36 hours, low pressure out to the west. We're still on this slack southwesterly, bringing in a lot of clouds. Just noticing that little feature there of low pressure. Does that affect France? Yeah, but a little bit of a trough there. We're still under slack area of high pressure. More weather fronts towards the northwest of Scotland for Tuesday. We've got a cold front approaching from the west on Wednesday. That's due to cross the country. And we've got these troughs of these troughs coming through, so these might give some spells of showers. Got high pressure now sitting towards our west, which is now bringing the air more towards the far west to northwesterly, so it'll bring cooler conditions beyond this cold front. That's the same one, isn't it? Well, I never know why they keep doing that around about there. And as we approach Thursday, we're still under the influence of this high pressure, but winds are coming from around the top of this more west to northwesterly there. Maybe a few showers affecting parts of East Anglia and the southeast. Right, let's quickly run through the GFS and as it's responded to the sudden stratospheric warming. Looking at the charts from the last couple of days, some models, the GFS will start to respond to this. I've not personally seen the 12Z run as yet.
Nope, neither have I.
So let's go for the 8:50 straight away because time's getting on, because Paul needs to go in the next 10 minutes. So mild there at the moment, low pressure towards our north. Then we can see that cooler air coming around the top of that high during the week. which will make it feel a bit cooler. Question is, what happens to this high pressure? It sits around for a while, got a bit of cool air coming around the top of it, affecting parts of England. Well, maybe the far east of where's that stage? Then high pressure just sits centered over towards Scotland. And we do try to bring in slight easterly there, but that is not quite a cold easterly.
No.
Got the -10 isotherm towards Poland there. So we need to keep an eye on where this high pressure goes. If this high pressure tries to move up towards Greenland, then we could start tapping into some colder air. But got a bit of warmish air towards Norway there. So at this stage, up to the 28th of February, we're not seeing a easterly at all at this stage.
No.
And the winds by next Thursday are coming in from the southwest, and that'll bring in warmer air from the Atlantic. High pressure set towards just south of Biscay. All that cold air is trapped currently.
It's just pooling, isn't it? Ooh.
The cold air is trying to move in towards Scotland there.
-10 isotherm just knocking on the door.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a battleground between the north. There's that battleground perhaps towards Scotland there with this cold air just sitting there. So this 12Z run of the GFS does not show any significant coldness at all.
No.
Let's have a quick look at the 6 o'clock run from this morning because I can't actually remember it.
It was a little bit more interesting than that one.
Yeah. So I'll just bring this forward a few days. So there's that cooler air coming across the UK. High pressure then takes over through to next weekend. And we've got that cooler air coming in from the east. No, not quite.
It's cut off, doesn't it?
Yeah. High pressure sat over towards Norway at this stage.
Builds, if anything.
Yeah, it's
1046.
Yeah. There's no cold air. Even this slightly easterly, there's not even any cold air at all coming out of Europe.
It's more coming out of Africa and like Turkey and Asia that way.
Like southeastern Europe, yeah.
Asiatic Europe.
So what happens with this high pressure? It starts to move towards Iceland slightly. And get a bit of a slight northeasterly, but there's no cold air at this stage there. There's a cold punch of air coming through Scandi towards the end of this.
Will it turn? Ooh.
Then there's cooler air coming in from the north. Seems like that high pressure is actually moving towards Greenland there, looking at this.
Yeah. It's giving us it on the back edge of that low pressure, isn't it?
Then right at the end of this run. Yeah, right at the back end of this, we are showing a northerly coming in there.
Yeah.
Around this area of low pressure. So we've got high pressure towards Greenland and low pressure towards Scandi. That starts to bring down the cold air there. Right at the end of the model run.
The midnight run was more interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So the GFS is currently playing with the idea of cold air, but
when
it's just day by day. If it starts trending more towards cold, then there's a good possibility. There's a chance we will just see more cold air. But at the minute, as we're seeing, there's just a bit of disagreement between the models by each run. Just trying to determine what's going to happen with this setup with the Sudden Stratospheric Warming that has taken place.
I think once we get this colder air in place midweek towards weekend, I think we'll get a better idea of what's going to happen after that then.
Yeah, I was going to quickly rattle through the temperatures from the 12 o'clock run. So as you mentioned, temperatures tomorrow, if you get any sunshine, could be about 15, 16 degrees, but it'll still be mild under the cloud anyway. Even the nights are mild at the moment, and this long fetch southwesterly. Temperatures still in double figures for Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll see that cold front crossing the UK, perhaps scraping double figures down towards the southeast parts of eastern England. Then we're under cooler air through to the end of the week, looking at 6s and 7s. Possible risk of frost towards the end of the week, depending on cloud amounts. Then we're looking at high single figures. And this model run, this run wasn't showing any significant cold air at all. So we're looking at perhaps single figures into next week. I won't go any further than that because of the uncertainty at the moment. So have a quick look at the jet stream, see what the jet stream is doing. We've seen these low pressures heading towards Iceland with this bit of strengthness in the jet stream there. So do we see a weakening of the jets as we head into the end of the month? Let's have a look. We've got a strong jet stream coming out of Canada there into the mid-Atlantic. There's that high pressure set above the UK. The jet's getting very messy, isn't it, there? I wonder if it's a response to the sudden stratospheric warming where it's coming into the...
Plunging us onto the cold side slowly.
Yeah.
Right over us. Ideally, we need that below us.
Yeah, we need that jet down towards Biscay or Iberia.
Yeah, we need it a little bit more amplified as well.
One last thing we'll have a look at. Two more things I'll have a look at is the precipitation for the next couple of weeks with the ECMWF. Total precipitation. It looks like it could be looking to be another dry week again, which is not the first time we've said this in the last month or so. So we'll take it through to this time next week. So take it through to Sunday lunchtime.
Yeah, about 10 millimeters.
Yeah, barely 10 millimeters across much of England and Wales, perhaps drive down the far southwest where you can get 5. Again, northern Scotland, we're probably looking around about 30 to 50 millimeters. But no significant rain or usable rain really for the gardeners and the farmers.
No.
So it's like looking for no dry one, even at the end of this run up to the 1st of March. Still not looking much like 10 millimeters.
Yep. He's just wait and see really with this response. So let's see what the ensembles say.
No, it's for... It's good, but just going to choose the Westminster for now as it's in the central of the UK.
That's fine, mate.
It's the last thing to look at. As I've got the average temperature. So looking very mild at the very start, temperatures above 10 degrees for a few days before heading cooler. Not seeing any significant frost there at all on this 12Z of the GFS.
Yeah, GFS, same thing. And that operational run actually has it warms up to nearly 15 degrees in that colder slot. The mean is about in the 3 to 4 degrees, I would say.
Yeah, this is the A50 HBA. We've got a few on some boards going below -10 towards the start of March. That can't be ruled out with the current setup. There's a 1 or 2 there going to -10 as well. And let's look at the air pressure. So it's mostly high throughout this. Perhaps low pressure coming towards the end, but that depends on if that low comes down from the north, really, or northeast.
How close it gets to the high.
Yeah. Right, we'll come out to that, and we'll have to say quickly our goodbyes.
Yes, it looks like it's going to be another dry week. Besides that interlude in the middle, there might be a bit of rain with that, but other than that,
it's another dry week.
Another dry week, yeah. And
so that's about the last 4 or 5 weeks now, haven't we?
We have, yeah. It'll be interesting to see midweek where the response to the SSW is going to go. As we can see.
Keep chopping and changing, but it'll be interesting if the models, maybe in the next 3 or 4 days, by the time we get to Thursday, do consistently do run after run and run of cold air. By the minute, it keeps chopping and changing with each model run. So it just shows how much uncertainty is with this SSW affecting our weather.
It'll be more towards early March when the response will happen. We're still.
I think by this time next Sunday we'll definitely have a better idea.
Yeah, it won't be like stamped, but it'll be close to it. We'll know a general idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
By this time next week, because we'll have had that 2 to 3 week lag from it happening. So yes, I'm gonna have to go because I've got to jump into a meeting.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the figures. We've got 3 people watching on YouTube at the minute, so thank you for watching.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Hope you're enjoying it. Please do share and click the old subscribe button over there on YouTube.
We're live every Thursday and Sunday from around about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Just depends if my daughter actually falls asleep and I'm messing around.
And if I'm not up to, I'm always here anyway. But yeah, sometimes, some nights I can't make it, but that's because of work and stuff like that. But
on that note, we'll let you go. And it's now goodbye from him.
And it's a goodbye from him. Him here. Him. Anyway, guys, take care and we will see you on Thursday. Have a good evening and goodbye.
Bye-bye.